and tell me if it makes sense. Where do you draw the 7 wells? In fact, it says over here, I said to you over the first day, nothing is random in the Bible whatsoever.
Okay, since we have just been at the traditional site, I don't know that we can say for sure that that is the exact site, but we know that it was somewhere in the area of Beersheba. Let me read to you from Genesis chapter 21, beginning at verse 22 and going through the end of the chapter, which will give us a little bit of overview of what took place here between the patriarch Abraham and Abimelech. At that time, Abimelech, the commander of his forces, said to Abram, God is with you in everything you do. Now swear to me here before God that you will not deal falsely with me, or my children, or my descendants. Show to me and the country where you are living as an alien the same kindness that I have shown to you. We're seeing the terms of the oath, the swearing, being laid down. Abram said, I swear it. Then Abraham complained to Abimelech about a well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized. Now, what were these men doing? What were their professions? They were cattle people. They were sheep herders. And what is always, especially in an arid place like Beersheba, what is the issue? Water. And what was the point of contention then between Abimelech's workers and Abram's workers, or Abraham's? It was the issue of water. So Abraham had a complaint against Abimelech about the well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized. But Abimelech said, I don't know who has done this. You did not tell me, and I heard about it only today. So Abraham brought sheep and cattle and gave them to Abimelech, and the two men made a treaty. Thus the word that we have just been hearing about, the well of swearing, or the place that in our understanding to a certain degree would be a covenant, a swearing, a treaty, a pact. Abraham set apart 7 ewe lambs from the flock, and Abimelech asked Abram, what is the meaning of these 7 ewe lambs you have set apart by themselves? He replied, accept these 7 lambs from my hand as a witness that I dug this well. And thus the popular tradition that it really means 7, when the issue was not 7, the place of 7 wells, the 7 ewe lambs that were a part of the covenant or ratified the treaty between the two men. He replied, accept these 7 lambs from my hand as a witness that I dug this well. So that place was called Beersheba, as most English translations put it, as opposed to what? Beersheba. Beersheba, and the place of the swearing, because the two men swore an oath there. Now see, the rendering of the word was correct, but they used the wrong word, because the NIV that I am reading says, so that place was called Beersheba, which means the two men swore an oath there, which should have been Beersheba, which means the well of the swearing. After the treaty had been made at Beersheba, Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his forces, returned to the land of the Philistines. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba. Still it's Beersheba in the translation, but I'm transliterating it. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there he called upon the name of the Lord, the eternal God. And Abram stayed in the land of the Philistines for a long time. So thus we have Genesis 21, verses 22 through 34, about the covenant between Abimelech and Abraham at the well.